Hey everybody, welcome back to Whiteboard Finance. In today's video, we're breaking down what could be the biggest escalation of the trade war in modern history. Little dramatic intro. So that's right, President Trump is officially calling this Wednesday, April 2nd, Liberation Day. And here's what that means for you, your portfolio, and the U.S. economy. Stay tuned. So President Trump has been hyping this day up for weeks, and it's finally here. We're talking about 20+% tariffs on up to 25 countries, impacting over $1.5 trillion worth of imports, okay? So that's trillion with a T. Again, if you want to do the exercise, Google how many seconds are in a million, a billion, and a trillion, and leave the answer down in the comments below, okay? Our lizard brains can't even comprehend how big of a number this is. So check out this clip right here.
Even nicer than that. You know, we've been very nice to a lot of countries for a long time, but I call it Liberation Day. April 2nd is Liberation Day. But today, as you know, we did something with respect to Venezuela. You heard about that, and that will be quite important. We'll be announcing some additional tariffs over the next few days, having to do with automobiles, cars, and having also to do a little bit with lumber down the road.
So these are reciprocal tariffs, meaning that if another country taxed us, we're now hitting them back, and it's not just matching them, we're doubling down. So you can see that we're posting a historic $300 billion plus 2-month trade deficit heading into April 2nd, aka Liberation Day. You can see that the economic policy reaches its highest since 2020 based on this. And then if you look at this quote right here, the Trump administration is planning to impose at least some reciprocal tariffs on imports from the United States' trading partners on April 2nd, okay? We've already imposed 25% tariffs on all steel and aluminum imports, 25% duties on goods from Mexico and Canada, not covered by the USMCA Free Trade Pact. Sheinbaum said on Tuesday that she will announce measures against United States imports on April 3rd if need be. So if we look at this chart right here, President Trump has lifted the average U.S. tariff to its highest levels in decades. So if you look at 1946, that's basically where we're at again right now. So let me break these tariffs down for the people that haven't been paying attention. This is 25% on steel and aluminum. This is 25% on Canadian goods, 10% on energy, 25% on all Mexican goods. So your Toyota that's made in Mexico is going to become even less of a ridiculously bad deal. 20% on many Chinese goods, auto tariffs going live, 25%, tariffs on Venezuelan and Russian oil, 25 to 50%. And on top of that, countries are clapping back, buddy. Bruh. Canada just slapped us with $21 billion in reciprocal tariffs. China hit back with 10 to 15% on all agricultural products. Mexico's president is announcing new counter tariffs this Thursday. And the EU, they're vowing full retaliation. This isn't tit for tat anymore. It's reciprocal tariffs on top of reciprocal tariffs. So look at this chart right here. This is U.S. Economic Policy Uncertainty Index. This is the 5-day moving average. Look at all these big spikes throughout history. This is 1992. And if you're watching this on a TV, you can probably see it fine. If you're on a phone or a tablet, just turn it sideways and make the screen as big as possible. So NAFTA begins in 1992. That was a spike. Aftermath of 9/11, September 23rd, 01, that was a spike. Iraq War begins March 19th, 2003. That's a spike. Height of global financial crisis, TARP vote failed. That was a spike in 08. And then if we look at COVID-19, this was the second biggest spike. This was April 6th, 2020. And then now we have Trump tariff talk. It's actually higher than COVID on March 11th, 2025. So I think that's pretty interesting. So the average U.S. tariff rate is already up to 8%. This is the highest since 1970. But by the end of April, we could break the record set in 1946. So I just showed you that chart right here. And if you want to pause the screen and take a look at this, you can see the average tariff rate. Again, the dotted line is 1946, where this red arrow is. So if we keep going, do you think markets are pricing this in? I don't know. I think they're starting to. Policy uncertainty is through the roof, 80% higher than 2008 levels, which I just showed you. So we're not talking about recession vibes. We're talking about financial crisis levels of fear. So do I think it'll be like 2008? No, I don't think it's as systemic as 2008. These are just political moves. 2008 was very systemic. You had people with 2-3 mortgages where they couldn't even afford the first one. Ninja loans, no income, no jobs. If you could fog a mirror, you can get a mortgage. So it's definitely not going to be like that. And on top of that, all the big houses were betting against their own customers to fail on to actually default on those mortgages. So it's not going to be like 2008, but this is definitely concerning. So where's all the money going based on all this fear? Well, it's going into gold. Okay, gold funds attract $12 billion in 2 months. So you can see that the S&P 500 is down 5% year to date, but gold, it's actually hitting all-time highs almost every week. It's at $31.50 an ounce, okay? So when I posted this gold video, gold was about $2,800, $2,900 an ounce. It's now gone up to $31.50 an ounce. So maybe you should actually pay attention to my videos and share them with 3 friends or family. I'm just trying to make my viewers wealthy. It's not my fault you don't want to listen, okay? Sorry. So this isn't normal, folks. This is the market screaming. Something is not right. President Trump even threatened secondary tariffs on Iran and 50% tariffs on Russian oil if nuclear deals don't go through. So take a look at this. President Donald Trump threatened Iran with bombings. If they don't make a deal, there will be bombing. Secondary tariffs, like I did 4 years ago. Pretty interesting. So before we get into this, I want to get into today's video sponsor, JM Bullion, baby. Shilling gold. I said on Instagram I was gonna wear like a super deep V-neck and put on 3 gold necklaces and like a gold Rolex and just ridiculous amounts of gold jewelry. I didn't, but the reason I said that is because people are saying, Marko, why are you shilling gold? This is embarrassing. It's one of the biggest asset classes in history. And currently is one of the biggest asset classes outside of real estate, bonds, and stocks. And then we also have the fact that it's been money for 5,000 years. What am I shilling? Sound money? Get to the spot. At the time of this recording, gold has outperformed the S&P 500 by over 35% over the past year. Yes, 35%. I buy all of my gold bullion and precious metals from JM Bullion. I've been doing so for 10 years. I allocate a percentage of my net worth to gold and think of it as an insurance policy on the rest of my portfolio. During times of unprecedented money printing, aka right now, gold is a smart choice to preserve your purchasing power. JM Bullion is one of the biggest precious metals dealers in the United States with over $11 billion in precious metals sold and more than 6 million deliveries completed. They have over 400,000 customer reviews with an impressive rating of 4.8 out of 5 stars. Join millions of satisfied customers who trust JM Bullion the same way I have for 10 years now. Make sure to use my link in the description so they know I sent you. Happy stacking. Okay, so if we take a look at this tweet right here, Trump may slap reciprocal tariffs on as many as 25 countries on April 2nd. Okay, this is 15 to 25 countries. U.S. sectors likely affected are autos, pharma, and semiconductors. Again, I mentioned this in a couple of videos ago. Read The Chip War if you haven't. It's a good book. These are all huge industries, you guys. This is very important. So if we keep going, you can see the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index is almost at all-time lows. You can see in 1980, you can see in 2010, and then you can see right after COVID, and then now we're dipping again. So the U.S. is about to slap $275 billion worth of auto imports with tariffs. So the Trump administration is aiming to generate $600 billion a year in tariff revenue. So that's a massive tax, and it's disguised as, I don't know, patriotic policy, Liberation Day. Guess who ends up paying? You, the consumer, through higher prices. It's common sense. So tariffs are inflation. Some people argue that it's not. Common sense argues that it is. I could be wrong. Whatever I say on this channel, people are gonna yell at me, so whatever. But if there's increased prices, increased taxes, to offset those taxes, we have to raise prices on those goods. Who ends up paying for that, okay? So tariff categories, 4% price increases. Non-tariff categories, -2. That was trade war 1.0. So inflation, in my opinion, is still going to run hot through Q2 of 2025. So going back to my inflation comment, you can see this chart right here. Prices across 9 tariff-impacted categories. The gray line or the gray box is February of 2018. That's where this is starting. You can see the solid line. Obviously, everything went up after tariffs were implemented. All other core goods actually kept going down. Okay, so use this data, come up with your own conclusion. And then you can see the record rotation out of U.S. stocks, March 2025, March 2023, September 17, October 2005. So we're actually getting pretty low right here, you guys. This hasn't happened since basically, well, obviously COVID, which you can see where my cursor is. But before that, 2017-ish right there. And if you guys remember, market ended up not crashing, but definitely correcting in December of 2018. So what's going on right now? So consumer sentiment is down 20 points in a month. We're now sitting at 57, which is its lowest since 2008. We're entering uncharted territory. So even after the Magnificent Seven stocks lost $3 trillion in market cap, retail investors still bought the dip, okay? I mentioned that in my last couple of videos. Mom and pops keep buying these dips, okay? They're basically conditioned to, they're programmed to. Is that a good thing? I don't know. I dollar cost average, so I'm technically mom and pops. I'm not running a hedge fund. I'm just a regular dude, but I've been dollar cost averaging since pretty much 2006. Okay. So got my butt kicked in 2006, 2007, 2008. And then everything after that has been zero interest rate policy, stock market up and to the right. Right. So that's the environment that we're in. High risk, high uncertainty, high volatility. So buckle up because Liberation Day might just be the start of the next chapter in this economic saga. Let me know if you like this video down below. What are your thoughts about these more macro / trending / news videos? I've been doing a lot of them. My views have not gone up. So I guess, I don't know. I think the algorithm thinks I'm still like a car channel or something. Who the hell knows? I don't know anymore. So if you got value out of this video, smash the like button. Sorry, don't smash. Gently click the like button. Gently click subscribe. Gently click the bell for notifications if you haven't already. Check out Whiteboard Finance University. It's my private community. We have a ton of courses, ton of live streams every week. It's just an overall incredible value. And as always, keep hustling, keep learning, and we'll see you in the next video. And as always, I'm just kidding. Have a prosperous day. Peace. Dude, some of the comments I get from you are so incredibly stupid. 99% are positive. I appreciate that. But there's always the 1% where it's like, if I mention the word Trump, Marko's MAGA, and then it's like, well, tariffs are causing prices to go up. Oh, you're a lefty. Dude, is this how fried your guys' brains are? Go travel, dude. Leave the continent, please. Okay, get some perspective. Turn off the news. Okay, watch my channel. Turn off the news because you'll get high signal content here, not just inflammatory pandering. And then also when you're watching mainstream media, look at the commercials. That's who you know who's watching that channel. Is it adult diapers or is it, never mind, I was going to say something really bad. Leave the continent, touch some grass, get off the internet. Thanks.